Welcome to the Think Generation the World podcast, episode number 59. I am your host, Amir Estimo. In today's episode, we have 20 reasons why you should start a business in 2022. 20 reasons why you should start a business in 2022. Well, let's just get going and let's get started. So, reason number one, control your own schedule. When you're at a job, you don't really get to really control your schedule unless, to a certain degree, you're working, you're what they call salary. But the expectation is probably just come to work from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, however that is. When you start your business, you can control your time. You can control your schedule. You can control when you come, when you start, when you get off. Reason number two, you can work from anywhere. Right now, with the pandemic that we've been going through and still going through, is the whole infrastructure of working from home. I like to have that flexibility where I don't have to be able to just be at one area. I can be able to work from anywhere. So imagine if you're taking a vacation or you're taking some time off or you're traveling. If you're in Philadelphia, you can work. If you're in Miami, you can work. If you're in the Bahamas, as long as you have internet, you can work. So that's reason number two, work from anywhere. Reason number three, make more money, which is when you have a job, you're capped at what you can make. But when you start your own business and you have your own business, the income potential is unlimited. Reason number four, pursue a passion. What are you passionate about? What do you like to do? Whatever that is, you can start a business around that, and it doesn't feel like it has to be a job. Reason number five, live on the edge. You can take more risk when you have your own business, because when you work for a company, you don't really get to take risk unless you have to follow all these chains of command. When you start your own business, you're responsible for everything. You're responsible for the highs and you're responsible for the lows. Reason number six, escape the rat race. Pretty self-explanatory. 9 to 5, you can leave a rat race. You can go and start your own business. You don't have to work for someone, and you don't have to rely on a 9 to 5 job. Number 7, discover your purpose. You can find out why are you here. What's the reason you're here? And whatever that reason you have determined, you can start a business around that. Number 8, call the shots. When you're in a business, you have your own business, you are responsible. Every decision that's made in that business, you can set rules, SOPs for your business, marketing, how you like your business to be marketed, where, what platform. All the decisions about your business is around you and what decisions you make for your business. Reason number 9, you can build your own career. When you have your own business, you can put yourself in position to be CEO of the business, or you can be president, or you can just be assistant. Whatever you decide to do, you can be that. You can build your own career in your business. Think about someone who's a consultant and went on to start their own business, went and hire more people, but because of their skill set, that allowed them to be able to build their own path. Reason number 10, learn new skills. When you're a business owner, you get to learn everything from leadership, financial accounting, learning how to be creative in your business, learning how to document processes, creating processes, everything around your business. So when you become an owner and you start your own business, you actually learn new skills you probably wouldn't have got if you had a 9 to 5. So, reason number 11, start from scratch. When you build a business from the very bottom and the business becomes something, there's a relief, there's a sense of excitement, a sense of accomplishment when you see that you started your business from the very ground to where the business was nothing, not making maybe a single dollar, to now you're doing 50, 100, $30,000 a month in your business. It's possible, folks. Reason number 12, you can write off business expenses, personal expenses. The difference between this is a rich dad, poor dad theory. The difference between your income. Example, when you are an employee, a W-2 employee, they take taxes. So you have your gross. Your gross is what you actually made. So if you were to do the math, 40 times 12, let's say you work 40 hours and you get paid $12 an hour. That's $480. Now let's say you get paid that $480. There's a certain tax that you fall in. So what happens is the government takes the money. Once you, whatever you make, they take the money. And if you have all sorts of other stuff like 401k or life insurance or whatever that is, then they take those, then they give you whatever is left. But when you're a business owner, you actually pay taxes afterwards. So you get to spend the money and pay taxes later. Business expenses. Let's say you go on a trip and you happen to talk business. You can write that as a business expense. Let's say you're going on a trip and maybe it's to work a deal or whatever that is. You can write that as a business expense. Food, entertainment. Those are things that you can be write off as a business expense. But please follow up with a CPA. I'm not a CPA. This is I'm just sharing this with you. This article is actually from founddr.com, and it's 19 reasons to start a business. But I'm saying it's 20 reasons to start a business in 2022. Reason number 13, explore creativity. You get to be as creative as you want in your business because it's your business. Reason number 14, solve a need. What need is in the marketplace that could use your expertise, whether it's a service or a product? Reason number 15, build a team. You can have a team however you want. You can have as many as 100 employees, 50 employees, 10, 5 employees. I know businesses that only have 4 employees and they're doing $1 million in revenue a year, and they're handling it with just 4 employees or 5 employees because the majority of their business is automated. So you don't have to have many employees, big payroll. You can have a small payroll and still be able to increase your bottom line. Number 16, build a brand. You can build your own brand. You can build your brand just like your company, your 9 to 5 may have their own brand. You can build your own thing, and you can actually take that, pass that legacy down to the next generation and keep that. So having your own brand that you are synonymous for is a great thing. It's a great sense of relief. Number 17, create job security. Now this one here, I'm still on the fence about, because when you have a business, if that business doesn't make money, you can go out of business. And then guess what? You go back to a 9 to 5. But the thing about when you create your own job security is because when it comes to this, all the decisions that are made it's you, right? So when you create your own job security, you have the option whether your business succeeds or whether your business fails, whether it's maybe increasing marketing, whether It's just finding, as long as you're valuable in the marketplace will always have a need for you and your service. You just have to have that reason of having multiple skill sets. You cannot just have one skill set and think that's what's going to keep you going. Reason number 18, give back to the community. That's the reason why we in business. Sometimes people get into business for the wrong reasons. But if you yourself, whatever you make, then you take that, whether it's sharing knowledge, whether it's money, whether it's sharing your time, anything you can do to help progress the community, give back to the community, because now you have time, because you created that job security for yourself. Reason number 19, because you want to, because you can, because you have the ability to. Because of these reasons, you have a reason to start a business. You have a choice to start a business today. And it's up to you if you do so. So if you have the ability, you have the skill set, you have leadership, you have qualities you want to be able to expose more and service a need, you have that ability. No one can tell you you cannot start your own business. And I say reason number 20, creating multiple streams of income. Now, one thing I realized in this pandemic, if you only have one source of income, you are that close of being broke. You are basically broke. Because if you lose that one source of income, then what do you do from there? Because whereas if you have multiple streams of income, imagine if you have 5 streams of income. Even if you lose one, you still have 4 more to go. You would have to be someone who is just either not focused or just whatever that situation is for you to lose all your streams of income. That's why it's good to diversify yourself, to have multiple streams of income. So if you lose one, you're not scratching your head and stressing, you're putting all this pressure on your health because you don't have another source of income. So I think out of all these reasons, that's the most important one. Because in this pandemic, we've seen people losing their jobs, people stressing. I've even seen now people are carrying out signs outside talking about lost your job. You folks, you don't want to get caught up in this trap. You want to be able to have multiple streams of income. And even for me, I'm even sharing this with you. I've had to start creating multiple streams of income too, because sometimes the expenses go up, but the income stays the same. And then if you're relying on a 9 to 5 to give you a pay raise, and then the raise maybe once every 1%, 2%, whereas you can go and start your own business and increase your income 15%, 70%, 200%, and so on and so on. So these are 20 reasons why you should start a business in 2022. All right. Thank you for listening to this podcast. And if you like the content of this podcast, please rate and review the podcast. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can click that purple app that says podcast, search for Think Generation Well, leave a review. I say this, you got to have critics. Critics is only going to help you get better. And when you get better, your content improves and people are more prone to listen to you. So it doesn't hurt me if you leave a review talking about how bad my podcast sucks. It's only going to make me better. But at the end of the day, I would really appreciate if you rate and review the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast if you enjoy this content. I say this from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate anybody that take the time to listen to this podcast. There's 2 things it's hard for people to part with: their time or their money. And the fact that you're taking the time to listen to this podcast, I am much appreciative. Just please do me a favor, rate and review the podcast, share the podcast, follow me at ThinkGenWell. Also, you can email me at mir.estimo@thinkgenwealth.com. Okay? I'll leave you with this quote. What you're thinking is what you're becoming, by Muhammad Ali. See you next week. Much love.